There's two ways to run a business and run your business. And that's the hard way. Things are very difficult and a lot of effort. And there's the leveraged way that makes things scale with less effort and more results. Which one would you prefer? All right. Keep listening to this episode because we're going to go over the differences in how to implement this into your business so that you can scale with ease. All right. Keep listening. I am Joe Silva. This is the Joe Silva Business Show. Thank you so much for being here today. This is an important episode because over my 20 years of working with entrepreneurs and my 12 plus of being an entrepreneur myself, there's been one theme that has really captured the mindset of what the typical entrepreneur does. And we know the typical entrepreneur lasts less than 2 years. All right. That's statistically sound evidence, right? The SBA, the Small Business Administration, has the statistics to prove that nearly 1/3 of businesses are no longer existing after just 24 months. That's crazy to think about that. Okay. And then when you go further out to 5 years and it's half businesses are gone. All right. So this is important because let me start here. Because your business matters. All right. Entrepreneurship matters. And the changes that you bring to the world through your business make the world a better place, to put it simply. All right. This is part of my mission and what I believe and why I do what I do. And likely why you do what you do, right? You could be punching a clock. That'd be the easy thing to do, right? And working for somebody else and they give you a checklist of what to do that day and you get paid for it, right? That's not what you do, though. You chose something else. Why is that? Why would you take the road less traveled and go the path of entrepreneurship? Sure, it seems like the trendy thing to do, but certainly it's not the common thing to do. And certainly it's not the safe, quote unquote, thing to do when you look at it in the eyes of society. Now, I have other thoughts on that because it's actually sometimes safer to do that than it is to stay in a 9-to-5 cube. However, it's not the way it's traditionally looked at. Okay. And so you're doing that for a reason, and your business provides passion. It provides a purpose. It provides a way of life for you. It might define you to your family, to your community, to yourself. And when your business is that important, that can be a lot of pressure. That can be a lot of stress, a lot of sleepless nights where you're up thinking, how can I make this work? Because I have to make this work. And if I don't make this work, what are they going to think of me? Am I going to let my family down? Am I going to let those that work for me down? Am I going to let my customers down? Am I going to let myself down? Am I going to be able to recover? Okay. And even if the worst happens, again, that's a different topic, different episode. There's lessons to be learned. Okay. There is no failure. It's all feedback, right? There's just information we get from what we try. But my point here at the beginning of this episode is that entrepreneurship matters. And if entrepreneurs aren't surviving the first couple of years of business, that's a problem. We want to increase our chances of not only surviving, but thriving, right? Of being a successful business that provides for our family, for our community, for those we employ, and for ourselves, right? A business that sets us free rather than locked into a 24/7 job, right? And oftentimes I was here, we create our own job, right? If by doing things. And so that's the trend that I have seen over the years in my many, many years of working with entrepreneurs. And again, being one myself, I've gone down that path. And there's two ways to look at things. All right. And we'll kind of go transition to this topic here of leadership. All right. Whether you realize it yet or not, you are a leader in your business. Okay. Everything we just talked about as to how your business provides and creates new opportunities for those around you and yourself and the community. That's being a leader. That's the definition of leadership, is bringing something new, is doing something others won't do, right? Being the first to do something is leading the way, and you lead the way in your business, whether you're a solo entrepreneur, right? You're by yourself, or whether you have a team of 3 or 10 or 100 people, whatever it is. Okay. You're a leader. And like everything in life, there's different ways to do things. There's different ways to lead. And this is the biggest difference when it comes to your success versus simply trying to survive. All right. Is the way you're leading your business and the way you're leading through your business. Okay. It's not just I'm managing people or I'm managing a process or I'm making sure things get done. That's managing. Leading is creating. Leading is moving forward. Leading is focused on growth. And the fastest way to grow and scale your business, you do want to grow and scale your business, right? I'm assuming since you're listening to this podcast that you do want to grow and scale your business. The fastest way to do that is to create leverage in your business. Right? Now, leverage, I had the last episode about that, and you can go listen to what that specifically is. But leverage is where you're creating more results, whether that's income, could be impact, could be opportunity, whatever it is, right? You're creating more with less effort, okay? And so that is the difference, is when you lead with effort, okay, things must be done by you. Things must be done because you have that mentality that most entrepreneurs do of, if I want it done right, I'll do it myself, right? Leading with effort is about hard work, okay? It's about the hustle and the grind we hear out there. Now, a lot of entrepreneurs in businesses, this is necessary early on, right? I call it stage one or level one of entrepreneurship. You've got to do everything you can simply to get through the day into the next day, all right? The problem becomes when that's an ongoing mindset, all right? When your mindset is still focused on that, whether it's a month or a year or 5 years down the road, believe me, I was in my business, I had a team of people, and I still had this stage one mindset where I was leading with effort, because I thought in my mind, and this is how I was raised, which a lot of us were, is that the more effort I put in, the more results I would get. And so I was leading that way. I was showing my team, this is how you get things done, is through effort, right? The more effort we put in, the more things we'll do, the more we'll accomplish, right? The problem when leading with effort is that there is a plateau. There is a ceiling. And this isn't a theory. This is real. You hear the statistics about burnout, right? You hear the statistics about entrepreneurs just thrown in the towel at this point, right? Because they're doing so much effort on things that they didn't sign up to do, right? You didn't become an entrepreneur to lead by checking email 100 times a day. You didn't become an entrepreneur to lead and spend 2 hours on a graphic for your website in Canva or something like that, right? That's not what drove you to create a purpose-driven business. However, most entrepreneurs, or I should say many entrepreneurs, get locked into that mindset of leading with effort where they have to do everything. You've got to be in early, right? You've got to stay late. You've got to be on call on the weekends or on full time on the weekends, right? There's never a break. Even when you take a break, right? Let's say you spend an afternoon at your kid's field trip. You still have your phone by your side. You still might be texting or sending an email to somebody who's asking you questions, right? The weekends, you might be at dinner with a family or with your spouse or whatever it is. And your mind is turning with ideas and what needs to be done in your business, right? You forego sleep. You're not even sleeping because your mind is racing so much about what has to be done the next day. And oh my goodness, if I don't get this done, there's going to be a problem. It compounds the stress and the pressure and everything with it. And this really comes from a lack mindset. Okay, stick with me here. Some people may not want to hear this, but when you're leading with effort, it's leading from lack. And what I mean there is that it's limited. Okay, it's short-term thinking. I have to push this boulder up the hill with my effort because that's the only way to do it. And there's no other way about it, right? I have to do it. It's actually thinking small. because you're focused on all the urgent things that are coming up, that are popping up in your day, rather than the important things that will actually move the business forward. Right? This is all about effort and how much effort and hard work and grind I can put in. When you lead with all of that, chaos ensues more than likely, because there's probably not enough people to do all the things, and there's all the things that need to be done. And if you're only doing them through effort, it's a losing math problem, right? It doesn't add up, right? So things might feel out of control, right? Maybe there's some organization, but it's organized chaos at best, and things are out of control at worst, right? And you probably think some days that, is this even worth me moving forward, right? Is what I'm doing even worth it? And the train is so far down the tracks, and it's gaining momentum, right? You might be gaining customers, but everything else around you is going so fast, you don't see any way out. And this dream entrepreneurship that you had is turning into a speeding train heading for a cliff. And that's a scary thought, isn't it? That's where, when you stay stuck in leading with effort, that's what can happen. And that's frightening for a lot of business owners, because options are limited. And not only are options limited, but your income, your impact, everything you're doing is limited when you lead with effort. Okay? Because most entrepreneurs I've ever met, they certainly come from this place and they give it their all, right? They're putting in the work, they're putting in the time, they're putting in the effort. So if putting in all those things equaled success, if that were true, then everyone who put in the hard work and the effort would have a successful business. But we know that isn't true, is it? You know people that have worked hard and their business didn't make it. I know plenty, right? And it's devastating. It's devastating for them and for all those around them. Again, there's lessons to be learned there. Whole nother topic, whole nother episode. Okay, there's nothing as a failure. You learn lessons through that. However, that's a hard lesson sometimes, depending on how you look at it. All right. The point is, when you lead with effort, everything is limited, especially how far you can go in your business. Now, as somebody with big dreams and big goals and a desire and a drive to move forward, if that's you, if you're somebody who is ready to move forward, no matter where you're at in your business, whether you're a month in, a year in, 10 years in, if you're leading with effort, this simple shift is the key to unlock your potential. It's the key to unlock everything you've been doing and wanting in your business. And that's leading with leverage. Leading with leverage is the key to unlocking the potential in you and your business. All right. You're going to find that when you lead with leverage, things open up. Things become easy. It's less effort, more results. Think about that. It's not less effort, same results, or less effort, less results. It's less effort, more results. That's incredible. It's kind of mind-blowing. And a lot of us are like, that's not possible. All right. Well, look up the physics. Look up the physics of actually using a lever on a rock or something like that. Okay. I'm not a scientist, but it's simple math, right? You can put less force on something and move it further with a lever than you can by pushing it with effort. And the same is true in your business. All right. This is a fact. I've lived it. I've coached others that make this shift, and we see, you want to see the hockey stick results in their income, in the impact of the people they make, in the team they build. This is the difference maker. This is what leverage is, what makes that change and that shift. And it all starts with your mindset around effort versus leverage and how you lead. All right. When you lead with leverage, your business scales. It's that simple. What does that mean? All right. It means that when you shift your mindset around how things need to be done, you can start to automate some things, right? It doesn't have to be done by you. When you automate, you're using technology. That's a way to use leverage. Okay. When you use leverage, it's about building a team around you. Okay. You can delegate, and there's a whole topic on delegation. All right. It's not just handing things off, but it's a matter of trusting somebody else to do the job, right? Doesn't have to be, if I want it done right, I do it myself. Okay. You trust somebody else to do the job and you let go of that control of it has to be done exactly my way. Because any business out there, I could use an example of, let's say Steve Jobs wasn't down on the assembly line, right, putting the keys in the MacBook, right? He wasn't assembling all the computers. He trusted and had a process in place to make sure those were done while he was doing the important work of creating the ideas. Okay, and that analogy holds true with any successful business. Think of a successful entrepreneur that lives the lifestyle you desire. And if you don't know any, you can think of me. All right, I've got a pretty good thing going. All right, but think of somebody and think about, are they leading with effort or leverage? Right, if they're able to go on a true vacation with their family, if they're able to provide the lifestyle they want, right, and step away from the business when needed. Okay, so all of this is possible, and the evidence is right in front of us. All right, so when you lead with leverage rather than effort means results, you realize your energy, where you put your energy means results. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, well, I have to put in 40 hours of work to equal 40 hours of work, right? Maybe your energy is multiplied so much that 10 hours of high level work, quote unquote work, right, is equal to 40 hours of regular effort. You just bought back 30 hours of time, right? What can you do with that? Leading with leverage is about focus on growth. It's not about focused on what am I doing in the moment. It's about focus on how can I grow my business, right? It's an investment. If leading with effort was a lack mindset and thinking small, leading with leverage is an abundance mindset. And you're thinking big, you're thinking huge, you're thinking long-term. How can I create something that's an investment with my time? How can I create something that will make a difference tomorrow, not just the urgent that's in front of me today? This is big picture thinking. It's being comfortable and forgetting about the judgment out there of people saying, well, you're not working enough in your business. How do they know? Right? Maybe you're not working with effort 60 hours a week. But when you're leading with leverage, you're doing more than that 60 hours could ever provide. Right? This is about creating more than yourself, creating something bigger than yourself. When you lead with leverage, your business expands to lift others up, right? You're giving opportunities for others to also lead and live their purpose. Not everybody's cut out to be an entrepreneur, and that's okay, right? So you give others an opportunity. It creates more income. It creates more impact because you can reach more people, right? Maybe working on the front line is important, but working on that strategic plan with a new partnership is the leverage activity, right? That's a small example. When you lead with leverage, your business feels organized, right? It feels like you have some structure in place. Things are controlled. You actually get more control over your business when you lead with leverage and trust others and let go of some of that grip on the day-to-day. You have a more controlled business rather than the chaos of leading with effort, right? You have planned goals. You have a map to get there, right? You have a roadmap, a step-by-step that you can get to your goals, whatever that vision may be. And those may ebb and flow as you move along, but you have an organized plan to create the business of your dreams and reach whatever it is that you see in your vision. If you want to work from an island somewhere or be in the office, whatever it may be, right? That's up to you. But things are automatic. The business can function with or without you. And things are bigger than you. There's exponential growth. It's unlimited, right? And you become a piece of that business, but you are not the business. Right? Leading with leverage creates more opportunity for everyone involved. And that's the biggest shift that entrepreneurs can make in their mindset, right? I have to lead with leverage, or I have to lead with effort versus I need to lead with leverage, right? And the first step in getting there is shifting your mind out of effort equals results, because we've seen that's not true, right? When you can focus your mind in on what really matters, right? Get past the fear of judgment, get past the anxiety of what are they going to think of me, really focus on what matters, right? You do the goal setting and the planning, and you take action towards those goals, right? You shift your mindset to think of results rather than action, right? I don't need to do the urgent because I need to focus on what long-term results are in front of me, right? Now, somebody needs to do the urgent, but just because you can do it, does that mean you should? That's where building a team comes into place and allowing that trust, right? Leading with leverage is the number one way to get out of the chaos and into your purpose. Back to the beginning of the episode, we said there's a reason you started your business. And it wasn't to be in a disorganized, chaotic mess that you feel trapped and stuck and tied to 24/7, right? You didn't get into business to create a 24/7 job. You didn't leave your 9 to 5 to create a 24/7. Okay. That much is clear. So after you make this mindset shift of leading with leverage, that's when things open up, right? That's the number one way to be done with the chaos and into your purpose that you started your business for in the first place. The income, the impact, the purpose, right? Everything that you desire. That's what's needed. Leading with leverage is the number one way to get there. All right. So when you make that shift, when you're ready, I've got resources for you. All right. Go to my website. It's joesilvatraining.com/resources. Go there and I have free resources for you, or send me a message. All right. And I'll get those to you directly. All right. You can find me on Instagram or wherever else you may be surfing online. But send me a message. We'll connect. Go to my website and subscribe to the podcast, because this is important, because you're important and your business matters. All right. So go to my website, get those resources. Let's shift you from leading with effort to leading with leverage today. You'll be glad you did. All right. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you on the next episode.